Welcome to the Roadmap to Secure Love. In today's episode, Kim and Kyle discuss how to navigate the heartbreak of an unwanted separation when one partner wants to leave and you don't want the relationship to end. Let's dive in.
So last week, Kyle, we talked about separation
We did.
and we talked about how there's so much pain, so much grief. And we ended the session talking about there are some people out there that one partner wants to have a divorce or separation and the other doesn't. And we wanted to talk about how we could survive that. And I talk about survival because it's probably one of the hardest things as a therapist to sit through is to watch one partner say, I am done. Like, just matter of fact, I am done. And then the other one is like hanging on. Please don't leave me. Please, please. It's really, really difficult. It's extremely painful. And it happens.
It does.
So, what do we do if we find ourselves there?
For that partner who finds themselves in this unexpected loss, right? Their partner just says, I'm done. And it comes as a shock. It feels like they're blindsided. It feels like this has come out of nowhere. There's a few things you can do. There are ways and different types of therapy where you can try to invite your partner to go, well, let's do discernment. Let me understand what went wrong. Let me understand my part. Just let's give this a chance. 5 sessions to see if we're willing to actually give this marriage a go and give our full effort. Right. So that is something you can really invite. And even then, right, your partner might say, I have no bandwidth for that. I am not going to do that. And so then that leaves you in this pretty painful place where you want the marriage to work, you want the relationship to work, and your partner does not. And so, Kim, how do you tolerate that? How do you engage that?
It's really, really difficult. I think the very first thing, which nobody wants to hear, or at least I don't want to hear, is that you have to welcome grief as a friend. Wherever grief shows up, however it shows up, you've got to welcome it.
Yeah. And this is what's so hard is that's going to show up sometimes in places that make a lot of sense and other times in places don't. You might be walking through the grocery store and all of a sudden it just hits you. Right? Or you drive by a restaurant that you two usually go on dates on or go every Friday night, right? It's gonna hit you. And it's gonna be hard in times that it's gonna feel overwhelming.
Yeah. And if we run from the grief, it stays. As we start to embrace it, the power of the grief does get less. I know that sounds kind of like I'm lying. And I'm not. It does get less, but it does take time. And so you really need a supportive system. People who are going to cry with you, hug you, make sure you're eating, make sure you're bathing, make sure you're going out for a walk, even though you don't want to, making sure that you take care of yourself, allowing yourself to grieve without fixing or solving anything. There will be a time that you'll need your friends to tell you, you have so much life ahead of you. Let's go grab it and let's go do something with it. But not at first. At first, we just gotta feel.
Kind of like we gotta sit in that hole, right? In this almost cave or this well, right? Where it's just painful and it just feels dark. And we need people to come down into that and just go, wow, this is dark. This sucks. This is devastating.
So devastating.
And just have us sit there for a little bit so that we can accept and start to move through that grief. Because when we can do that well and listen to our bodies, then we can get to the place where, okay, now that I've accepted this, now then I can be open to new possibilities. But if we resist, we deny, we try to avoid it, it only perpetuates the grief and keeps it lingering even longer.
Yeah. And this is where we've got to use our voice. Because if our friends come in and be like, come on, let's go to the club, or come on, what about that person? Don't you think that person's cute?
Mhm.
Or, what about this? And we're not ready. We've got to be able to tell them, look, I love you. I appreciate what you're doing. And what I need right now is just to like be sad.
Right.
So I just need you to be sad with me. Um, and then once we've done that, we will start to see light and we can come out stronger than we ever have been. This does not have to define us.
And I think this is what's hard is in a way I could see some people going, well, you're just asking me to sit in this pain for an like a contained time period. How am I supposed to trust that? How is that actually going to work? How am I just going to be there for 10 years? Right. And so we all get really anxious about sitting in our pain and trusting our body and our emotions to move through the process. And a lot of us will try to avoid this. And if we can slow down and make space and put up boundaries to go, no, this is hurtful, this is devastating. I feel so much despair, and just let those feelings be the feelings and make space for them. Our body will naturally move through that. And especially have people who support us and can sit with us in it without trying to fix it or trying to change it right now. That'll help our bodies naturally move through it to a place that will be new, or we'll have more energy, we'll have more bandwidth, and we'll be open. Because for some people, that could take a few weeks. Some people, that might take longer. But it's honoring your body and what your body needs as you move through this grief.
That just sounds like crap.
It
I don't
does.
want to do that.
Mhm.
I'm like, I'm listening to this and I'm like, nobody wants to do that.
No,
And I don't, of course you don't. Of course you don't. Um, and that you're even in the situation, it sucks.
it's awful.
That you're facing this, it sucks. Um, and that they didn't want to do discernment counseling. That sucks. And they did want to do discernment counseling. It still didn't work. That sucks. Sitting through this, it sucks.
Yeah.
You need people around you to be like, yeah, it sucks, and go ahead and cry and get angry and do all the things. And I'm right here.
And if you don't have people like that in your corner, or people who, go, well, you shouldn't have done that. That's why you're getting divorced, or you were neglectful, you were doing this, right? Which is often a place we're not ready to go to, right? We're not really open to looking at what went wrong or what we might have done differently until we're able to really accept our grief.
Right?
Okay. And so that's again a boundary of like, look, I get you're trying to me to grow or help me through this, but that's not helpful right now.
No,
And if you don't have those people, find a therapist, an individual therapist who can help you just be in the grief, walk you through how to experience that until your body is ready to take some action with that. Whether that is to learn, okay, what were some of the patterns that I got caught in or participated in? And why? Why was that coming up for me? Because that's where you can grow from this. But at this point, there's not much room for that. And that's okay.
yeah. I think what I wanna, I mean, I'm picturing Kyle. It's so funny that I'm picturing some of my clients who were in this and they're just bawling on my couch, right? And their other partners just like, and for all those people who have been there in that spot where they're just holding on, I just want to tell you that you're resilient
Mm.
and that this hurts.
Mhm.
This is terrible. This sucks. And there's something on the other side. If we can heal, if we can work, if we can allow our bodies to guide us, you're resilient.
yeah, you can get through this, right? And you will. And the more you can honor the grief and make space for that, the more you can eventually get to that other side.
So basically, what I'm hearing, Kyle, is you say, embrace the grief because there's hope.
Today's conversation offered powerful insights for surviving unwanted separation. Here are the key takeaways. 1. Welcome grief as a friend. 2. Honor your body's process. 3. Set boundaries with support. 4. You don't have to fix it. 5. There is hope beyond heartbreak. Follow Kyle and Kim on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Be sure to sign up for the Secure Attachment Path course to explore your attachment style, uncover relationship patterns, and learn practical tools for building secure connections. Link to the course can be found in the show notes and on our website. Until next time, stay connected and love fully.